There was a viral video of Jabari Parker that came out. He's currently overseas playing in EuroLeague, and it was a video of him crying. I'm gonna play the clip. This is the full clip.
Finally, two questions, two topics. First of all, about you. It was your first experience overseas. Globally, one thought, one statement about this first year outside United States.
Yeah.
What's wrong, boy?
Wait, hold on. He said, "What's wrong, boy?"
What's wrong, boy?
Oh no, "What's wrong, boy?" is crazy.
Are you okay?
I didn't hear that part. That's crazy.
Do you want to stop?
Damn. He was so out of it though that like he couldn't even speak, and it's really sad. I gotta say, like, there was a time period, coming out of high school, the anointed, top two, next prodigies was Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker. There was a time period people thought he'll be like LeBron level. I wouldn't say either one of them lived up to the expectations placed on them. I think out of the two, Andrew Wiggins had a better career, obviously, but injuries really hurt his career. This was like his full like injury report while he was in the NBA, and he had like shoulder, ankle. And then that tore his ACL in 2017, and he just kind of never recovered from that. You can see, look at the numbers. He had a, decent first year with the Bucks, whatever. At 2016, 2017, he was averaging 20. That's around the time, I'm guessing it was this year, he tore his ACL. And then he had a little comeback, and then, he just kind of kept dealing with constant knee injuries, and it just derailed his career. And I feel like, when a player is at the point he is, I feel like once you go to like the Celtics or Clippers at, certain points of your career, that's like the end of your career right there. The Celtics or Clippers get you, more than likely going to get waived. Overseas so far, he's been hooping.
Volio će odigrati nekoliko sezona. Dakle, on neraz mjeseca objavio kraj svoje prednost domaćeg terena. Međutim, upravo
coming out of college or even high school and college, like a big thing with Jabari Parker was like his defensive ability. That's been a big knock on his game. Like, because if you saw his NBA draft report, his comparison was Melo. I think that's pretty fitting. I always saw him more of like a Paul Pierce comparison, but Melo was, his thing. We could look at it. I'm not going to read all this stuff, obviously, but his NBA comparison was Carmelo Anthony. Parker's on another level from his peers, skill-wise, very strong, bulky forward with elite level face-up game for his age. But his weakness, even here, it's always been defense. I wouldn't say he was necessarily like just a terrible defender, but he's definitely like somebody you could target on the offensive end. Big thing was like he couldn't really guard his position. There's a lot of NBA stars who don't guard. Like, James Harden got that knock. Like, a lot of people got that knock. If you're such a talented player, people overlook that side of your game. I'm guessing, especially after that 2016, 2017 season when he was averaging 20, thought he would be one of those players, kind of get hit on the defensive end, but injuries really took him out. This was Jayson Tatum on Jabari Parker.
See, he had a buzzer beater the other day. I haven't talked to Barry in a minute, but somebody that I got a lot of respect for. I'm happy that he's playing at a high level. Obviously I got to play with him 2 different stints with the Celtics, and he was the reason I went to Duke. I wanted to be like him. So I got a lot of love for him, and happy he's playing well.
One thing though, that like people act like going overseas is like the end all. Like, going overseas not bad, bro. The money's increasing, the talent's really good. There's been NBA players who go overseas and they fall off the face of the map because that shit not sweet over there. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's sad. He should be in the NBA, but like being overseas, especially in the league he's playing in a very good league. It was not the end all, you know what I'm saying?
Remember when Sports Illustrated named Jabari Parker the best high school player since LeBron James?
They named Anthony Bennett. They named a lot of people the next LeBron. Y'all got to give Bron his flowers, bro.
Came in with ridiculously high expectations, and while he did draw some comparisons to LeBron, in terms of playstyle and build, many believed he'd be the next Carmelo Anthony. However, right from the start, he tore his ACL 25 games into his career.
Crazy.
In his 3rd season, where he was having his best year ever, he tore his ACL again, in the same knee. The thing is, despite those 2 devastating injuries, Parker still managed to recover and contribute. 2 immensely hyped prospects deemed as the superstars of the future were in this class: Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker. For the Bucks, drafting Parker was the first step in turning this franchise around. He was a beast of a man, 19 years old, but he was 6'8", 240, similar size to LeBron's rookie year. Except he wasn't in the same shape as LeBron, nor was he as fast or athletic. Parker was more of a bully ball player. Parker was the perfect combo forward. But of course, like every other rookie, he had weaknesses. Parker's issues break down into two categories: defense and shot selection. He struggles defending faster wing players out on the perimeter because he doesn't sit down in a defensive stance. Instead, he stands hunched over, making it easy for opponents to drive past him. On offense, Parker tries to do too much when nothing is there. These two weaknesses that were the bane of his existence. Early on, he struggled with his weight, and that impacted his entire game. Those injuries certainly did not help either, as he never had a consistent level of production due to his absence. The guy who the Bucks thought would be the team's savior was actually somebody else, Giannis. The young overlooked guy from Greece made drastic jumps every year, and became the player who they thought Jabari would become.
It's always crazy, like, looking back on players they thought, like, oh, this was the next big guy, just for it to be someone else, comparing, like, who was supposed to be the guy to, like, a Giannis or LeBron or something like that. Like, think about that now, like, Jabari Parker is supposed to be our franchise centerpiece, comparing that to someone like Giannis. It's wild to think about.
He had trouble staying in shape and was routinely overweight. Apparently, up until Parker's departure, him and Jayson Kidd were not speaking at all. Two of them had an awkward relationship, and Kidd was blamed for not having a plan for Parker, and completely dismissed him when he came back from injury.
Kidd's a fast-paced coach, though. The Mavs is a perfect situation. Kyrie, Luka, Jabari just didn't fit his play style. That's why they didn't get along.
After 2 ACL tears and 4 underwhelming seasons in Milwaukee, Parker sought a new direction. It was in Chicago, his hometown, where they took a chance and signed Parker to a 2-year, $40 million deal. Time there was going very well, actually, until Jim Boylen took over as head coach. First few months from October to December, Parker was firmly in the starting lineup and putting up nearly 17 points a game. Unrespectable efficiency. While his defense was still bad, he was trying to put in the effort. His shot selection has improved and he started taking higher efficient shots. When Fred Hoiberg was fired and replaced by Jim Boylen in early December, it turned to hell for Parker. In Boylen's first move as head coach, he immediately benched him. Literally a day after he got hired. He told Parker, "I want you to come off the bench." However, getting benched quickly turned into not playing at all. From December 15th to January 11th, Parker got DNPs in every single game except for one.
Imagine playing the whole game just to damn. Yo, I'm trying to tell you, a coach can make or break a player. It's facts, bro.
That the Bulls had way too many power forwards in their congested lineup. For Parker, he admitted this caught him off guard, but he tried to not make a big deal out of it. It is a surprise because I did everything I could in the time I was given, but it is what it is. You can't pout, you just gotta keep moving. Eventually, Boylen attempted to ease Parker back into the rotation, but the damage was done. By the 2019 trade deadline, the Bulls traded him to the Washington Wizards. Despite playing fairly well for them, they decided to not exercise the second year of his $40 million deal, making him a free agent. Fast forward to July of 2019, Parker signed with the Atlanta Hawks, and this was essentially his last chance to show he can still be a capable contributor. At that point, he's reached a pivotal moment of his NBA career. Even with everything that held him back, he still has one last opportunity to perform. Considering he only signed for 2 years, $13 million, it was a low-risk, high-reward move. And you know what happened? John Collins got suspended for 25 games, so this allowed Parker to move into the starting lineup and flourish. Everything came together. First few months of that season, Parker was thriving at power forward, leading the team in rebounds and became the secondary scoring option behind Trae Young. According to cleaningtheglass.com, only 5% of Parker's attempts were long twos, down from 20% back in Chicago. He also had the 7th highest two-point field goal percentage in the entire league, and he ranked top 20 in offensive real plus-minus. Looked like his season for redemption. The progress was slow, but he was getting there. Atlanta was the place Jabari could have a fresh start, but he was still wary of his place in the league. What he really wanted was stability, something he's never had since the start of his NBA journey. Sadly, this short period of success came crashing down. In early January, he discovered he had a shoulder injury that would take 2 weeks to recover from. That was fine, but 2 weeks turned into a month. And with the return of John Collins, the Hawks no longer needed Parker. Parker got traded at the deadline for the second season in a row.
Damn.
Then, the pandemic hit. Since then, he's been trying to get back on his feet. At just 26 years old, it seemed like he was on his way out of the NBA, but he found another chance in Boston. Though he had other opportunities with other teams, he chose to re-sign with Boston because, quote, "I just knew Boston was the right place to be. I knew that. This is a winning team and iron sharpens iron, so if anything, I'm going to get better here playing against the guys every day, being around true competitors, and obviously get a chance for me to learn. Regardless of anything, I'm around good people. I'm around a great team, and I'm just grateful for the moment. And I'm just thankful that I get a chance to play the game I love and I'm healthy." If you told me 6 years ago that Jabari would be a bench warmer and struggling to hang on to his career at the age of 26, I'd be very shocked. A guy once deemed as the next great superstar, nothing went his way.
You know, I don't know if he'll ever get another opportunity in the NBA. The way talent's progressing, I feel like once you out, you out. It's going to be hard to get back in. Like, unless he do some wild stuff out there. On top of that, they already seen what he can do. They already seen like, okay, this is like his peak, you know, but anything could happen. You know, anything could happen. He might get a call up, you know, you never know. Let me know your thoughts on Jabari's career. And as always, it's your boy, Hefe out.